A few more days, and then it was Christmas. Shopping downtown was in full swing. Was it really exciting? Perhaps it was starting to get on the people. Suzanne, after her hectic shopping spree, joined the crowds that were waiting restlessly on the small cement islands in the middle of the street to board the slow-moving buses and streetcars. Most of the people's hands and shoulders were loaded with packages. Many of them started wondering if all their friends and their kin really deserved so many presents. Suzanne started wondering if that was the Christmas spirit she'd been raised with. A perennial question started zooming in her mind. What is the true meaning of Christmas? Suzanne's thoughts were disturbed. She found herself virtually shoved up the steps of a jammed streetcar. The thought of standing there packed like a sardine throughout her way home was almost more than she could bear. Her legs were begging for rest. She was ready to do anything to get a seat. As people gradually got off, she noticed there was a space to breathe. Then she saw something amazing. A small dark-skinned boy, maybe 4 or 5 years old, tugged on a lady's sleeve and asked, "Would you like to have a seat?" He then quietly led her to a free seat. Soon, he would set out to find another physically and mentally exhausted person. As soon as a new seat was available at hand, he would quickly squeeze through the crowd in search of another weary lady who longed for a seat where she could sit and give rest to her tired feet. When Suzanne finally felt the tug on her own sleeve, she was astonished by seeing the charming beauty in this little boy's eyes. He took her hand, saying, "Please come along," and she felt she'd even remember that smile as long as she was alive. As she placed her heavy boxes on the floor with relief and settled down to rest, the little ambassador of love immediately got ready to help his next subject. Meanwhile, the people on the streetcar, as is their habit, ceremoniously avoided each other's direct look. A surprise awaits. Now they became a little relaxed and began to exchange smiles. A businessman gave a section of newspaper to the stranger who was sitting next to him. 2 people bent down to return a packet that had slipped on the floor. And, surprisingly, now people were speaking to one another casually. That little boy had brought forth a change. He had brought forth a total transformation, something that cannot be explained. Hey, look, all were relaxing. There was love and warmth in the atmosphere. Oh yeah, everyone surprisingly enjoyed the trip till they reached the final stops along the designated route. Suzanne didn't notice when the child got down from the streetcar. She looked out for him at a point, and he was not to be seen. When Suzanne reached her point of destination, she floated off that streetcar cheerfully, with all her weariness gone, wishing the driver a happy holiday. She then noticed the shining Christmas lights on her street from a totally different perspective. Perhaps she was seeing them in the same old way, awestruck with an open mouth, when she was 4 or 5. Now she got an answer for the perennial question that was zooming in her mind. What is the true meaning of Christmas? That is, what do they mean by the true meaning of Christmas? And what do they really mean? They mean, "And a little child shall lead them." Guys, recapture the magic of Christmas with an affirmation. The true meaning of Christmas that impacts our lives on a daily basis. If you like this story, share and inspire people to do something different, to do something selfless.